This video, I want to talk about something more educational, and that is based on the question that I got from Hussein Mahdi, who asked, can you explain what daily and weekly levels are and how they are determined, as well as what is the point of control and how can you use it? Now, I do like to separate each topic in individual videos. So in this video, I want to talk about daily, weeklies, monthlies, and yearlies. And also the educational playlist will be based on your comments and questions. So if you have a question or you see me do something or whatever it is, and you have a question about it, ask me in the comments. I will write it down and then I will make a future video about it to explain how it works and what it does and how you can maybe use it in your own trading. So the first video in this case will be about dailies, weeklies, monthlies, and yearlies. And these are support and resistance levels. So let's talk about this. First of all, of course, clean my chart because I do like a clean chart. And let's open my folder of high time frame levels, HTF levels. And as you can see, this folder consists of dailies, weeklies. The purple lines you can see are monthlies, and then down here at 3.7K, I have one yearly. Now, what is it? How can you find it and how to use it? So first of all, let's start with the daily level we have here. So what is this daily level? What does it represent? Now you can find a daily level when, in this case, this candle goes up and closes positive, and then the next day we close to the downside. So we therefore have a resistance area up here because this candle pushed up, but it wasn't able to go higher than where it eventually closed, and the next day moved to the downside. So it didn't close higher, no, it actually went to the downside and it closed lower, which shows there's a resistance over here. And basically the open close of these 2 days then becomes a daily level. Now another example can be found over here, where we had a candle to the downside and then eventually the next day moved to the upside. So apparently there was a good amount of support over here to catch this day down and then move the next day to the upside. So this then becomes a daily level. Now the same accounts for weeklies and monthly levels. So let's go to the weekly time frame and we're going to look out for the yellow line. So here we have a yellow line and you can see it actually has confluence, if you look very closely, with a blue line, which is a daily. So if I remove one of the two, so that is nice. It's confluence between dailies and weeklies. And sometimes you have confluence with multiples, as also monthlies can be included, or yearlies even. But over here, this week went to the downside and the next week moved to the upside. So there was support over here on a weekly time frame, which we then call a weekly. So we put a horizontal at the open close of these 2 weeks, and then we call it a weekly. Now, if we zoom out a little bit and actually go to where we are today. Now imagine today, it is Sunday, it is the end of the week. Imagine we close the week right now over here at this level. If that is the case, then last week price moved to the upside, but this week it moved to the downside, so it found resistance over here. If this week would close right now, then we can call this level over here a weekly level. So then this becomes a new, fresh, untouched weekly level, and I call it an untouched weekly level because price has to move back up in a future week and touch it for me to remove this level. So let me actually go into this on a daily time frame where I want to use the example, actually a recent example of this level over here. And this was a daily, so let me put it as a daily. So these levels are support and resistance areas, but of course not all the time these levels are respected. The more different technical analysis you have at a certain area, the better and the stronger the level will be. Now in general, the higher the time frame level, the better respected it will be. So statistically, a weekly level will be more respected than a daily, a monthly more than a weekly, and a yearly more than a monthly, basically. And then you can also go to 4-hour and 1-hour time frames where you can also use these horizontals. I call them 4-hour or 1-hour, but the lower time frame you go, the less strong the levels are in general. So for me, dailies are the lowest I will go. But in this case, as you can see, we had a move to the downside on the 16th of February, and then the next day on the 17th we moved to the upside. So it found support, and therefore this level, this open close, became a daily level. Now here on the 24th of Feb we actually pushed through. There was no support at all at this specific level on this day, and we just pushed through. So the moment we push through and we close the day below, I remove the level. But not only if we close below the level and we push through, I also close it if we just tap it. And that is the example that I want to show over here. So now we are on Wednesday the 9th and Thursday the 10th of November 22. And you can see we moved down on the 9th. The next day we moved up on the 10th. So this then becomes a support area. We found support over here for the next day to move to the upside, and this open close becomes a daily level because we are on the daily time frame. Then a few days later, you can see we wicked into the daily, we found support, and price moved to the upside. The moment we wick into this area and retest it, I remove it from my chart because now the level has been tested, and the more often price comes down and tests a level, the weaker it becomes. So usually the first time it becomes tested and we find support or we crash through, either or, I remove it from my chart. And it also makes sure that my chart stays very clean. I don't have too much shit going on my charts because I hate messy charts. I can't stand it. So I like to keep things clean. The moment it's retested, I remove it and I don't keep it on my chart. So that being said, let's go to a monthly example then, and then finally a yearly example. But I guess by now you do get the hang of it, right? So over here, and you can do this on your own chart. Like, try to implement what I show you now on your own charts, and it will definitely help your trading using horizontals as well as just an extra form of Confluence. So over here we have the monthly chart. This was March, and this candle here is April. So March was a candle move to the upside, and then in April we moved to the downside. So on a monthly basis, on a monthly time frame, we found resistance over here, and then the open close of these months becomes a monthly level, which for me is the purple color. And then if we go to the yearly time frame, then I have one yearly. Wait, do I have more? No. Let me double check. Yeah, one yearly over here at the bottom at 3.7K, which was the year of 2018. We moved to the downside, 2019 to the upside. So on a yearly time frame, we found support, and the year 2019 closed higher than the close level of 2018, and therefore this then becomes a yearly level, which is at 3.7K. So that's how you can find a daily, a weekly, a monthly, or a yearly. And actually, now I think of it, I didn't check my yearlies, but of course we are in a new year. So that means that right now as we speak, I can actually put another yearly right there. There we go. I actually didn't have that one on my chart at 46.2K. So this is how you can find the daily, weekly, monthlies, and yearlies. And also now you know what they mean. They're basically just support and resistance areas. And the more different technical analysis you use and that supports a certain area, like now we only have a daily up here. But if there's other things that you can find from a technical point of view that increases the amount of resistance over here, of course, the stronger the level becomes. This is only a weekly, or in this case, only a weekly or only a daily. But the more different technical analysis tools you use, the better and the stronger that area becomes. And that is when I eventually go into making target boxes, but that is for another video because it also cleans up my chart. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you and explain to you about how to use these support and resistance areas and how to find them and what they mean. I hope you learned something. Make sure to write stuff in the comments if you want to know more about other stuff that I use or that you have seen me using, and I will try to add all those videos to my educational playlist, and hopefully you can learn more on this channel and implement stuff in your own trading, and hopefully it will support your trading. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. The next Bitcoin update, which will be a Bitcoin update video, will be at 7 p.m. tonight, CET, Central East European Time. That will be a Bitcoin update video. And yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Have a great morning, a great evening, or a great afternoon, wherever you live in the world. And I hope to see you at my Bitcoin update video at 7 p.m. CET tonight. Bye-bye.